Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I am Norliana binti Omar, lecturer from Faculty of Accountancy. Today, I would like to present our paper titled Factors Influencing Student Acceptance of E-Learning, a case study of UITM TAPAH accounting students. So this is my presentation outline. As for introduction, Universiti Teknologi Mara UITM being among the earliest universities in Malaysia that offer e-learning in 2005. This is evident with the establishment of Island Centre of UITM that is responsible to plan, strategize and manage the adoption of e-learning at the university level. E-learning is a favorable mainly due to the convenience and the flexibility it provides, especially to the student. For example, the e-learning material and resources are accessible and downloadable at any time, anywhere. They can learn at their own pace and their preferred time. E-learning is also cost efficient. This can be seen from the ability to repeatedly use the same platforms for different sessions. For problem statement, however, there are also factors that hinders juniors and senior students from accepting e-learning, one of which is social isolation. E-learning is not sufficiently interactive where it lacks of real communication and connectivity with the faculty and friends. Some students, especially juniors, might feel alone as there are no real people around who they can refer to or discuss while learning. Reliability of the content is also sometimes questionable and unverified. Anyone can put anything on the internet which might be misleading and therefore in a wrong information being fed to the readers. Another worrying drawback is high dependency on the technology. Poor internet coverage, devices, malfunction, or even learning on how to operate certain platforms and applications would take up so much time and making the learning process become unnecessarily tedious. Looking at the pros and cons, it is expected that the acceptance of e-learning may vary among students. Due to this reason, it is vital to address the factors that may influence it. So therefore, the objective for this study is to investigate the factors influencing students' acceptance of e-learning, mainly in UITM TAPAH. They are performance expectancy, perceived enjoyment, social influence, and facilitating condition. Second objective is to understand the moderating effect of students' seniority level, which comprise of juniors and seniors, in the relationship among the factors influencing e-learning acceptance. So this is all the hypotheses for this study. So basically, we have four main hypotheses together with four sub-hypotheses. For significance of study, this study able to extend the accounting literature because as far as concerned, very limited studies have addressed this relationship among accounting students, particularly in UITM TAPAH. Much of previous literatures have examined direct relationship between contributing factors towards students' acceptance for e-learning. But this study fills the gap to the existing literature regarding the relationship between contributing factors and e-learning acceptance, which are moderated through students' seniority level. Sample selection. This study employed descriptive analysis and quantitative research in nature. The population of this study is accounting students in UITM, TAPAH. The students were selected during March to July 2020 academic session. Survey questionnaires were used as an instrument to collect the data. The questionnaires were distributed through online survey using Google Form. A simple random sampling technique was used for selecting students to be included as sample of this study. In other words, all the students have an equal opportunity to be included in the study. A total of 371 valid responses were received. According to Sekaran and Boogie 2013, a sample size in a study should be between the ranges of 30 to 500. Therefore, sample size of 371 is considered to be sufficient in this study. For measurement of variable, all the questions in this questionnaire were adapted from the previous studies obtained through an in-depth analysis of literature, which is revised suitably in the environment of UITM TAPAH accounting student. Performance expectancy, perceived enjoyment, social influence, and e-learning acceptance were adapted from well-established instruments and fairly tested for validity and reliability. Same goes for facilitating conditions were adapted from the previous study. All the variables were measured by multiple items by using 5-point interval scale ranging from strongly agree up to strongly disagree. So this is the table 1, respondent demographic and preferences information. Based on analysis of demographic and preferences information, majority of the respondents are undergraduate students taking course of study, diploma in accountancy. And then the respondents are mainly among junior or first year students. And then in terms of geographical location, students mostly staying in urban area when the e-learning was conducted, right? And most of students found comfortable to use laptop using mobile data, internet connectivity via their smartphone for their e-learning as compared to other devices. And then most of students prefer to use application of Google Classroom followed by Google Meet as a medium of disseminating information and communication platform. For descriptive analysis, the minimum and maximum for all variables are within 1, strongly disagree, and 5, strongly agree. The midpoint value of this scale is 3, that indicate uncertain. Based on the result, the mean score for performance expectancy, perceived enjoyment, social influence, and facilitating condition are all slightly above the midpoint value. This shows that accounting students to some extent experience all these factors which influence their acceptance of e-learning. Regarding reliability analysis, all the independent and dependent variables have exceeded the acceptable level of 0.6, which is our rule of thumb for Comrush alpha value. Thus, this proves that the factors included in the questionnaire were reliable and valid, which led to the reliable result and findings. As per table 4, multiple regression analysis between 4 influencing factors and e-learning acceptance, we can see here all the independent variables have a positive and significant relationship with e-learning acceptance among students. Therefore, all the hypotheses are supported. Meaning to say that here, students with a favorable feeling about the usefulness of e-learning mainly will have more intention to accept this new way of education. Additionally, students who perceive that they had the necessary information technology resources and greater supported by the important person to use e-learning normally will show a high level of acceptance of e-learning. And as per table 5, moderating effect of students' seniority level in a relationship between 4 influencing factors and e-learning acceptance. As per table 5, we can see here there was no significant difference between junior and senior students to adapt e-learning So therefore, all the sub-hypotheses are rejected. Meaning to say that here, accounting students perceive that performance expectancy, perceived enjoyment, social influences, and facilitating condition are among the predictors that encourage them to adapt e-learning regardless their seniority level. With the changing of the technology, learners or students, including junior and senior students, need to motivate themselves to accept e-learning platform since e-learning is slowly becoming a vital element of education nowadays. So this is a summary of findings. So basically, all the main hypotheses are accepted, while for the sub-hypotheses are rejected. As for conclusion, our findings suggest that performance expectancy, perceived enjoyment, social influence, and facilitating condition were found to be significant with students' acceptance of e-learning, which is in line with the findings in the previous study. Overall, all the hypotheses are supported except for the moderating effects. This study has made some contribution to the existing literature. The level of significance of each construct highlighted in this study will provide practical guidance to the educational administrator and instructor as for factors to be considered when implementing e-learning development, which is more effective and is acceptable in the future. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening. So this is my contact number. If you have any inquiries, please do call me. Thank you.